Hello, sweeties. I still don't feel well, but I'm feeling considerably better. And I've been working in 3 books at a time, these Abandoned Places books. But I thought I'd get on here and show you where I'm at. And actually, I think I'm going to take the dust jackets off because I understand that they're to get gnarly, which they are. But there's something about the actual hardcovers that I love, so I'm going to take that off and keep it because, oh, so pretty. So what I've been doing for the last 3 days now, maybe, well, I've been up at nights as well till, I don't know, 3:30 in the morning or so. What I started with, and I haven't done every page because I ran out of matte medium. Wait, well, I don't even know where to start. I've gone through with a bunch of pages in all 3 books, and started putting matte medium on them. And I've tried to work, I thought I'd done a better job at doing some in the front, some in the back, some in the middle. Apparently I didn't get that far. But these are textured now. And they feel amazing when you get the matte medium on them. But that way you can write over it with pencil and paint markers and just pens in general, I guess. Because that gives it a little bit of tooth instead of just the glossy paper that the book came with, right? So I've got a bunch of those done. Some have stuck together a little bit. I don't really care. It's fabulous, and they feel amazing. So yeah, we've got a jump start on some of those. Yes. I have a plan for this too. Yep, anywho. And this one, and this one. Oh. You can't help but, as you go through these books, just feel them. Just, and lose yourself in the image. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. But I have started to black out, and it's just one coat of, I am using Apple Barrel matte acrylic paint, which dries reasonably quickly if you do it real thin like that. But since I don't know what I'm doing with pages or bits yet, I'm going with the black. I can always do colored paint over top or whatever. So around the edges, just a little bit, just enough that I can start, as I'm going around, I can look at the pictures and see how I want to work things, how I want to tie them together. See that one again? That's going to need... You really have to just walk away. You can't, even, painting this one, and I've been setting it up here to dry so I can paint the next one in the big book. Look at this, you guys. Oh! But this is all I'm doing. I'm painting out, and not even, this is all messy. It's not neat. It's one layer. It's just enough to get started. I wanted to avoid the blank page thing that happens with art journals. And after flipping through and flipping through and flipping through, it was like, okay, just start. Look at these. Oh! But yeah, just start. So I did. I put clear coat, or not clear coat. I put the matte medium down. And I haven't done every page. There are so many pages in these books, you guys. And I'm doing 3 at a time. So I'm doing some in this book, some in the little ones, some in the wrecked, the abandoned, what is it? Abandoned RAKs? Yeah, the abandoned RAKs. So that I have varied pages to work with. I love this. Love this. Alright. And yes, this is in Tunisia. It's the set that they built for Star Wars. Wait, which one is it? Star Wars The Phantom Menace. I did like this though. It says, a second otherworldly Star Wars set has already been buried by the shifting sands of the Sahara, which might cause future archaeologists a little puzzlement if it's ever rediscovered. How clever is that? And I don't know if you've seen The Long Way Round or The Long Way Down with Ewan McGregor and his buddy. They get bikes and they go travel all over. But they stopped in here. Ewan McGregor was quite tickled by this. And actually one of these, the little houses has a bunch of Ewan McGregor stuff in it. It's funny. I think I have a plan for this. I'm not sure yet, but it's coming. Yeah. Anywho, so some pages still aren't done. See how they're all glossy? All glossy. I did find, and it was probably because I did so many pages back to back to back, I didn't, you know, wash glue brushes or anything in between. But I started picking up, some of this really isn't very clear. I started picking up page grunge, whether it's from ink or whatever. So some of that's in here, which I don't really care. I'm going to paint all of this anyway, right? Or most of it. Oh, it feels so good with the matte medium on it. It really does. It's all toothy and textured. And I have a plan for this one. Finding the images that I want to use, because now I've got a plan, or a basic idea. I shouldn't say a plan. That's asking for trouble. But it came to me while I was putting matte medium on. I still do need to black that one out. I have a plan for, well, I can't plan. It's not really a plan. Ideas. I have ideas. This one I have ideas. This one I blacked out. This one's from it was a bear exhibit at the Havana Zoo, and they weren't sure if this exhibit was actually empty or the bear just wasn't there at the time. At any rate, it was absolutely dismal, so I have to turn this into something. I thought about blacking all this out as well down here. But I've kept it in because with the greens and there's almost the oil slick purples and blues down here. But with this I can add gold and rust colors and such and make this do something other. And I don't know if I'm keeping... This was the door, the two doors where the bears came in and out. So I blocked all that out. I blocked out the concrete wall in the background because it was just absolutely appalling. Absolutely dismal. I don't know if I'm going to use this step or not. I thought about painting in other ones and traveling somewhere. I could also add a pretty door here. I don't know if I'm going to keep this. I don't even know why it's here. I mean, yes, it's a bear exhibit. This isn't big enough to do squat. Look at this. It's a tiny stump. Like, it's not to play with, really. It's not big enough to do squat. I don't know. This whole thing just made me mad. So we're going to turn it into something pretty. Make it beautiful. Okay. I have a plan for this, and yeah, I saw Dee Dee recently just did hers, and it was amazing. So thankfully the idea that I've had is nothing like hers. Well, you know, obviously it's going to have space and stuff in it. This is sad though. This is in, oh, I painted over it. I want to say it's in China. It's either in China or Japan. I remember that much. But it was supposed to be like a Disney Adventureland, Wonderland Park thing. It never finished, never got finished. the deal fell through or whatever. So the land all around it was reclaimed by farmers. So it's surrounded by farmland, and then they've got all these weeds and things with cockleburs and such growing over them. See? So it was supposed to be a Disney-esque castle. It's not even finished. It just is sitting there. Like, what? Okay. This one's prepped. This one's prepped. I have plans for it. I've been staring at this one this morning. We may come back and start blacking some of that out. Or this one. This, oh. The colors in this are amazing. Even though there's, you know, tons of mold and junk. It's gross. All rotted, moldy wood and rusty metal and... yeah. But whatever type of I want to say dogwood, I don't even know why, but whatever types of grasses and brush and stuff this is in the red, I love that. So I want to get rid of, well, let's see, this stuff here, right? We'll get rid of that. I want to keep this and this part at least in this, and run the rails. I don't know if I want to keep that swish in there. It goes behind the trees. This is all kind of busy. It doesn't matter. So we might black out that and this part and just make a something. I don't know. We might work on... this is a problem with these books, and Dee Dee's absolutely correct. They will suck you in. I cannot sleep because of these projects. I have to work on them a little bit. And then even after that, I'm tired, but I can't sleep because my brain's just seeing all this stuff. Look at that. It's all underwater. That's water. All of it. Crazy is that? So you have to work out how much of this I want to blot out. This one's prepped. And yeah, it did make the pages grungy with just doing page to page to page to page. But I'm not too worried about it because it's going to be painted and blacked out and collaged on. Yeah, we have a bunch here that are prepped. That one's not. That one's not. That one's not. I have an idea for this one, actually. And this... just get rid of that whole bit. I don't know. I want to turn it into a sandcastle with the flags and stuff. But at the same time, I have another idea, and based off of this one little arch right here. There's an arched doorway behind here. And, you know, they've used circles. They've used the spheres throughout. I may be able to do something with that. This I blacked out. And it changes the whole thing when you start blacking things out. I don't know if I'm keeping these here or not yet. I don't know. But it really brings the place to life when you start blacking out the sides. It is haunting. These, I was reading this, and I've written it down. I have to put it in my Society of Idea Collectors to research these some more. But it's, actually, that's only one set, I think. Oh, there's another set somewhere. But these are the Monsal forts at Red Sands at the Thames estuary in England. It says, though not all remain standing today, the World War II Monsal forts at Red Sands were arranged in groups of 7, 6 armed and in a semicircle, and a lookout tower set slightly apart. Which I'm thinking is this dude here. Because he's slightly different shaped as well. After being abandoned in 1958, some of the Monsal forts were later used as pirate radio stations. So yeah, they grouped them so they'd have 7, but 6 of them were armed as, you know, anti-aircraft type stuff, and 1 was a watchtower. But I thought that was amazing, so I had to share that before I paint anything out, because I won't remember all of that. I do have it written down in my soooo though, so should be okay. This I loved. This building here is, this is the inside of it. It's so amazing. There's so much goodie here. So much goodie. And again, the history of all of these. I mean, I could sit and read all of this to you, but I don't know you'd actually want me to do that. I want to do this in the house now too. This is just random images. Just looks like calendar, old pretty calendars and magazine images. And so this is an art journal glue book thing done on a wall. How stinking cool is that? Oh, I love it, love it, love it. But and I think I've figured out how I want to tie this page into this one, and then this one into this. But it's a former KGB residency. So it's very exciting. This one's prepped. I have plans. Oh no, it's stuck. See? Sticks in the channel, or the gutter, or whatever you call the seam there. Okay, not all of the... Oh, this one. I have had visions of this one in my head since 4:30 this morning, but I decided I really needed a nap, so I tried. God, I tried. I so tried to nap this morning. The mister got up a little after 8 this morning, and I finally had a nap. Oh my God, I just had a... I need to get a current world map the size of a wall. I don't know where I'm going to... Oh. Oh. Yes, I do know where I'm going to put it. And that way, as my loves from all over the globe send me goodies, I can make them a geotag. So I can see where everybody's at. I need to do that. See, there's one. This one's at Shivering Sands, which is still, it's still called Munsell Fort, Shivering Sands, Thames Estuary. And the other one was Red Sands, I think. Red Sands. I used to be good at this stuff, and yeah, Red Sands. And then I had children. Oh, mommy brains. I have a sticky note. Why do I have a sticky... Oh, yeah. I didn't prep this one, though. I really wants to do it. I really, really do. I have a plan for that one. You'll notice I didn't write it down. It's just a sticky note. Okay, so... Pyongyang. Pyongyang. Oh my God, that's the one she did the... thing. Dee Dee Willingham has a picture, one of her flip-throughs, and I couldn't figure out which book it's in. Of course, I've usually got her on, and I'm like sitting right here with my phone, and I'm doing other things, so I don't see. I do a lot of learning by osmosis with Dee Dee. I really do. She's a great teacher, you know. I just, I love that. But I believe this is the one, she did like a universe, she did her universe thing here, but when she's explaining it, she's like, whew, and she's got other stuff all everywhere, so it looks completely different than this. But, I think that's the one. Now I'm going to have to, well, now I'm going to have to go back and find the video because she has 50 million of the things. That's great. Oh, this stairwell. Look at this stairwell. Actually, I found another one. I have to try and remember which end of the book it's in. This is actually, oh, Shannon Caper's closer to this than we are. This is in Nevada. Rhyolite? It used to be an old gold rush town. But now it's a state park thing, that's why it's all maintained. But this is in Nevada. Oh, I want to live here. I want to live here. That's what I might do. I might turn this one into my, if I lived here, what should it look like thing. This makes me sad. What is that? Varosha, Famagusta, Northern Cyprus. I don't know if it's just weather beaten or if it's just sad. It used to be a resort. Oh, the Turkish forces took over. In a brief war between the island's Turks and Greeks erupted in 1974 and divided the country. The Turks held on to Varosha, hoping to use it as a bargaining chip in negotiations with the Greeks. But the discussions never happened, and today Varosha remains locked up. It's deserted and crumbling. Why the hell then isn't this being updated for all the influx of refugees that came through and Greece had a coronary about? There's tons of real estate right here. Like, are you shitting me? Okay, I'm not. I will not get on my soapbox today. I will not do it. You can't make me. Oh my god, I love this. I have to blot out the wires though. I hate wires. I do that in photos too. I try and clear them all out. And the seals. Poor babies. This is an old whaling town. Leith Harbour. This, I have to tell you about this. I can't remember if I did or not. This building is covered up to however many stories of building. It's Plymouth Courthouse building in Montserrat, Caribbean, right? This is actually their capital. This city, this town is their capital. To this day, is still their capital, technically. Says when Soufriere Hills volcano erupted in July 1995, Montserrat's capital, Plymouth, which is this whole town, right? Or what's left of this town, was completely buried by ash. Following further eruptions, 2/3 of the population left as half of the island became uninhabitable. Oh, excuse me. In theory, Plymouth is still the capital, giving it the unusual distinction of being the only ghost town that is also a capital city. But yeah, how creepy is that? But this is their courthouse building that is buried in volcanic ash and smuts up to their clock. That's got to be at least a 2-story building, even in the Caribbean, right? In the Caribbean. Okay. I can't find, I got sidetracked. See what happened? See what happened? Oh no. Oh, that needs, yep, okay. Ah, Fukushima. There's actually abandoned style books on Fukushima, and I must get some. They're in my wish list. Oh my, look at it though. But yeah, it's all sitting just like this. But there are entire books on Japan. Okay, this is in Romania. This is Fukushima, Japan. God, look at that. Chili. Oh, you guys. Alright, we're gonna make stuff. Oh. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. Look at this with all the little bitty doorways and windows and... Oh, and the one next door is just completely shut itself. All down the side of the hill. Oh. Yeah, see, if we black that out, it's going to look completely different. Oh, I'm working on these. Got to do this. Oh, the molds. That's tragic. I have a plan for this. I can't well, okay. Maybe. Maybe. There's my stairwell. I keep coming back to it. I can never find the other one. I found a concrete one. Okay, I blacked out the words here. And the bottom of this is full of water. So I've got to keep that in mind as I do things. This I love. I almost don't want to do anything to this other than maybe black this out. The colors, the tone of it, everything is perfect. Perfect. This is still creepy. Still creepy. This is cool. I love this. This tickles me. Because I am my dad's kid for sure. But knobs and dials and switches and just banks and banks and rows of it. Oh, I did tear my page. Oh, speaking of torn pages, that one I blacked out. There we go. I have found that the Abandoned RAKs book, just in prepping it, the pages feel thinner than the Abandoned Places book. So when you start prepping the pages, they tend to want to curl more. So, oh, I don't think I blacked anything out in there yet. Okay, wait. Oh, yeah. Yeah, things. Started that one. Needs a lot more work. Okay, that one's mostly done. Oh, but the Abandoned RAKs book, and it may just be me, I don't know, but the paper feels thinner as you get started in it. Oh, they're so lovely. Ugh. And I don't know if it's just a bigger book, like there's more pages or what. I made so much mess. I was so excited, you guys. But the pages are definitely thinner. So be aware of that, because when you start flipping through, I've got a couple little tears in both of the big books anyway. And this one, honestly, I started having a really hard time with all these images. So I went back, I did one of the big train ones. This one's done. I plan for it. An idea. We'll see how it goes. Love this with the kitties. Beautiful. Okay. But yeah, I didn't actually start prepping military. Okay. I didn't actually start prepping this book until later, because I was waiting on the other two to dry, pages to dry in each, and I was like, well, crap, I might as well just start in this one. And I started here, and I don't know, it was like, man, see how much color comes off the page though? That's just using the same glue brush. That's not washing it out or anything, but it does over time pick up more and more ink from the pictures. Just so you know. I don't care. Again, I'm going to paint over it and do other stuff, so it doesn't bother me. But yeah, I didn't get very far on that stuff, and then I was like, you know, I really need to, I was running low on glue as well, so I switched it up to pages I was more likely to want to use first. Got this one, and yeah, I had a heck of a time with these pages sticking together in the middle. Dee Dee makes it look so stinking easy and quick, and even though she tells us it's time consuming, definitely, by the way, definitely do not get these books if you are not captivated by the imagery. I cannot imagine spending, I've already done 3 days, like almost back to back, including night times, wee hours of the morning, 3 days straight, pretty close to that on this. I can't imagine doing that if it doesn't interest you. So take your time, find a book that you love. You have to love it. It has to stand up, slap you in the face and say, oi, look at this. Okay, that one's prepped. I love this image so much. Oh. It's so sad and just so gorgeous at the same time. This one's prepped. And this, I believe, is Four Corners area. I think that one was Utah. Yeah. This one's prepped. This one's prepped because I love it. Love me some pickup trucks. These are not prepped. This one is prepped because naturally I'm going to have to use this. I'm so pissed though. If you look in the background, there's all the trash that people bring with them. I mean, this is bad enough in that the Cadillacs have rusted out so bad. It's called car cancer. When they rust out so bad, they look like this. The only thing holding parts of this together, I swear, is the paint. Just layers and layers and layers of paint. But in the background, in this field, there's just paint cans. Aerosol paint cans just tossed over there. Like, are you kidding me? You pack it in, you pack it out. Oh. Oh, look. Yeah, I didn't get that far in this one. No. Look at them now. Like, oh my God. This one, I almost did this one, but I opted for, is it this way or back the other way? No, it's back the other way. Look at that. Oh, that's so tasty. P38 Lightning. Yeah. Look at that, though. How tragic is that? It's a grimy wreck of one of the 2 Buran space shuttles, the Soviet Union, Russia's only attempt at a space shuttle program. This shuttle was an operational prototype. The only flying vehicle, OK-1K1, was destroyed in a hangar collapse in 2002. They've gone to all this effort to just... It's just sitting here, rotting. This image made me want this book. I believe it's the one on the cover as well. Yep. Look at that. Look at that. The hardest time I'm having in coming up with ideas and stuff, when I collage, I'm usually using loose pieces that I can cut and slip other pieces in behind and make, they're very layered 3-dimensional pieces, and then I can glue that whole thing down, right? I'm not going to be able to do that with this, because if I... Oh, that's not a very good one. Let's see. well, okay, say that the windows of this plane here, right? If I found people that I liked, that I'd want to sit in here waving like pilots or something, normally I would cut along that edge there, slip them into where I need it, very gingerly turn the page, and I would glue them down on the back side of the paper, right? So I would have them, hi. Now I'm going to have to be a lot more vigilant and careful with other shapes, or just ignore the other shapes completely. Cut a straight line, stick it down. But I don't know if you get as much dimension doing it that way. I don't know. Which is why this, I need to learn how to do this. I want the whole thing to be playtime in the traditional learning sense. Look at that. Oh, I think I yeah, I forwent that one for this one, I think is what I did. Because I was almost out of glue at this point. But yeah, I don't think I've blacked out any of the images in this one. It's not as far along as I'd like it to be yet, as far as starting that. So I am blacking out pages. Now, a couple of them I've done on pages that I have not prepped. Like this one, these pages weren't prepped here, but this was the new heading for text and whatever, or for the new section. Let's see. So it was like institutions and something. Hang on a second. Public buildings. It was public buildings, I betcha. Yeah. So I just blacked it out with one coat of paint there. And this, I blacked out the buildings back here. And some of these I have an idea what I want to do, and others I haven't. I've just started painting out bits. There it is! Look at this staircase. Or stairwell, I guess. And I'm torn. I don't know if I want to black out the handle here or the wall. I'm thinking the wall as it goes down. And these walls here. And this one so that it's just the floor and the staircase. And the handle. Or the rail. The handrail. Right? But not the side of it. This would be blacked out. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Also, what I have learned by starting this at least a little bit, I do not have a steady hand whatsoever. So, I am not trying to be perfect. If I get a little extra whoops somewhere over, I'm just going to probably leave it. Because I tend to screw things up more by trying to fix them with little things. God, that's tragic. It's all burned down. All of these burned down. What is that? It's in France. Left and previous page. Oh, that's the other end of this page. Oh, no. I'm going to butcher that. Ardor-sur-Glane, Haute-Vienne, France. On 10 June 1944, 642 inhabitants of this village, men, women, and children, were massacred by Nazi Waffen-SS Company. I'm not even going to read the rest of that. That's... good Lord. Oh my God. Okay, so they've ordered, they've built a second village with the same name, and people live in that and whatever. But this one they have left. It was ordered the original be maintained as a memorial to the massacre. That's absolutely heartbreaking. Just, oh my Lord. See, and I don't know if it helps knowing the history of places before you start painting them. I don't know if that has any bearing or effect on what you do with it. I'm curious to know that. It may or may not, I don't know. I imagine it depends on how empathic you are. Okay, I'm just dicking around. Yummy. Yummy. Okay, don't think I want to start that one yet. Oh, I had an idea for this one too. It's not prepped though. And this one. Okay, this, ugh. No, is it this one? No. Okay, so what do I mean by blacking things out? Well, you've seen this, but what does it look like before you do it? I will show you if I find... There it is. Or do we want to do this one? Ah! Yell really loud at your computer or your phone so I can hear you. Do we want to start this one with the blacking out? Or this one? Number 1. Number 2. Number 1. Number 2. This one's going to take me a while. Alright, let's do this one. I don't know, like I can hear you. I probably could if we were doing it all at the same time, but since I'm doing this before you'll see it, that would be a trick, wouldn't it? If I could hear you. Actually, that'd be clever AF, is what that would be. Alright, I'm going to use this grungy one here. Use wax paper or full-on kitchen parchment paper, people. I'm serious. You will glue your shit together. And these are not the books to do that with, because, oh no. I've already gotten glue on the edges of some of the pages. I've gotten pretty lucky without, gluing them together yet. Okay, now if I was very clever, I would put some paint out on a palette and do it that way. I'm not doing that. You're going to be horrified when you see what I'm doing. Horrified. Alright, I don't want any of that. None of it. Okay, I do want that one, right? Yep, that's part of that. Yep, okay. Just checking. Okay, what is that part there? No, I don't want that either. Now, this is a thin coat. Just enough to get started, get the idea where you're going. I'm not being terribly precious so far as brush strokes or, where it's thinner or thicker or any of that. I'm not worried about that part at the moment. Let's see. I'm going to jump to here. this stuff is time consuming. If you think you're going to be able to do this, you know, if you've only got yay much time between projects or running to get kids, I don't advise these books, because time stops. I kid you not, it just stops. It's amazing. But yeah, if Timmy's waiting for you at school, don't start this when you get home from dropping him off. Okay. Nah. Okay. Baby wipes are your friend. Nope. For that reason, right there. This is why you prep your page. Although, if you're fast enough, you know, if you have a baby wipe handy, ready to go, as I should have had, you can get it off the glossy paper reasonably easy. But if you have something, I'm going to have to come back with a marker. If you have, see, I've still got it there. That's not cool. So even as it starts to dry, I can take a bunch of that off right there. Yeah, that should be right. All right. But yeah, the prepping the pages bit is important so far as being able to fix mess-ups later, and just give you a little more time and chill time or play time or whatever later, which is when you need it, you know. Alright, I'm not going to worry about supports or legs for any of this stuff. Yes, I am brushing in every which direction. Again, at this particular point, I don't care. We can fix it as we go later. Now, I don't know what I want to do with this part here. I really think I'm just going to have that stand of, that shock of red right there for the moment. Alright, and because that's blue and black and reflective in places, I am going to leave a small gap between what I'm blacking out, so I know that this doesn't need to be here, but I can modify the handrail later, or safety rail, whatever. See, and again, I might want that there, I don't know yet. So, and I am not telling you guys how to do yours. You do yours however you feel the need. If you don't know what you're doing, like me, chuck some paint at it. See what happens. That's what we're doing. It's called learning. Or playtime, or messing around. I don't know. It's great, great fun though. And it's so relaxing, which I did not expect. Yeah, I think I want to black that out up there as well. I think, let's see. Yeah. I don't know if I want that rail on the other side there. Seeing the trees come up in between this one and that one. But since I don't know, I'm not going to cover it up just yet. There we go. Okay. And I like that. Maybe we can feather that in there. See, you just lose it. It's like there, it's gone. I don't know. Yeah, that's bugging right there. That whole bit and this tiny little triangle section here. But we're not getting in a rush and just blacking out the whole thing. Although that sounds fun, doesn't it? Yes, yes it does. Anyhow, that is how I am blacking out pages. So far, that's likely to change, and you don't have to use black. You can use white, you can use blue or red or green or whatever the heck you want to use. It's your book, your page. You don't have to black it out yet. You might want to start with collage first. I don't know. What do you want to do? What do you want your page to look like? Now, that being said, don't be all just Debbie Downer if it doesn't come out the way you saw it in your head. Very few people can actually do that. Are you aware of that? Very few people can actually do that. Dee Dee Willingham herself, the queen of reverse collage, I have heard her say that she's going to try and make stuff fly. This gives me great hope, because that means the rest of us can just try and make crap fly too. Now, the next part I'm going to have really hard times with is the images. Because while this is a huge book, lots of images are great big themselves. So, we're going to have to look in the backgrounds and in the scenery and that kind of thing. So that should be exciting. But, yeah, I haven't actually collected a lot of collage. I'm really new to it still, you guys. Like, really. I don't do a lot of collage. You see my art journal pages. I do a little bit, but I don't do a lot. Alright. I am going to leave this very rambly video as it is right here for the sole purpose of breaking this into chunks. Otherwise, yeah, it's going to be days worth of video. But this is how I'm prepping and starting to black out my pages, okay? For those of you, I know several of you have gotten the books now and want to play along and learn how to do this as well. If you have any questions, go and ask Dee Dee Willingham. She's amazing. Do not ask her anything if you haven't actually tried it yet. I don't care if you grab an old calendar page. Try it on something. You don't have to do this in a book if you're really that afraid of screwing up the whole book. And if something doesn't come out the way you want it to, let it dry, move on to something else, come back, paint over it, and start again. Who cares? Alright? Who cares? Alright, my sweeties. I'm all messy just from one little bit. One little bit. The trick, though, is then to walk away. Yeah, you have to walk away. You do. Unless you've got the hairdryer or a heat gun. I have one. I don't use it due to migraines. So, that decibel thing's not fun. Anyhow, I need coffee. I will leave this here, and I will see you in another video in which hopefully I'm being brave and finding collage. That's going to be a long video, I think. Yeah, there's going to be a few long videos, I think. Alright, sweeties. I love you. Bye.